There he is. Sam here, United People's TV. How are we doing, everybody? It is Wednesday, the 8th of September, the day after Cristiano Ronaldo trained with Manchester United for the first time. That was an exciting live stream we did last night. We hit 205,000. We're doing a CR7 shirt giveaway. I'll give more details again in this stream, but there's plenty to talk about this morning. As is always the case with Manchester United, things constantly move on. And we're talking about Declan Rice. That's the main focus of today's show. We're also talking about Jesse Lingard and rejecting a new Manchester United contract. We're going to look at a bit more fallout to Cristiano Ronaldo coming back to training. We're going to talk about Erling Haaland, the absolute alien that he is, goal-scoring freak. Scored a hat-trick last night for Norway. We're talking about him and Manchester United's interest in him. Look, it's going to be a busy show. It's going to be an interactive show. You know the drill by now. I can see Chris in the comments. I can see Ian in the comments. Good morning to everybody. Good morning to everybody around the world, such as Sid Kumar watching from Joburg. Good morning to you. And Stevie Power watching from Wexford in Ireland. You know the drill by now. You let me know where you're watching from in the comments. I'll try and give you a shout out. And when Friday comes around, we'll whip out the interactive map. And a few of you can get onto the fabled United People's TV map. But how are you all doing? It was a lovely show last night. I enjoyed doing the extra live stream yesterday evening. I normally only go 9:30 a.m. Monday to Friday, but after all those pictures and videos came out of Ronaldo, I got excited. What am I going to say? You got excited. We all got excited together, and we looked through it. But today, we're focusing on Declan Rice. That's going to be the main story this morning. But before I quickly move on to that, let me do something else. Because yesterday, we hit the fabled 205,000 subscriber mark. And that means that we were doing a giveaway. And I said it, I announced it yesterday that the giveaway would be, let me get this up. It will be organized on Discord. Look at this. This is my Discord. You're looking at that. Look at that. You see the inside story. So many of you have entered this draw already. And so many of you still can. It's very, very simple. I'll leave the link in the description. If you want to be in with a chance of winning a CR7 shirt, join our Discord. I'm leaving the link in the comments now. Head over to our Discord and you can win a CR7 home shirt. It can be short sleeve. It can be long sleeve. I said long sleeve yesterday, but I realized whoever wins it, you can choose what you want. So that is the prize that we're doing. We're doing a CR7 shirt giveaway. Make sure you head over there if you want to be involved in that. And I'm sure you do. There is a link in the description. But instead of that, let me close that. Let me pull this up and let's get straight into the news because there's plenty to talk about this morning. And as I said, I'm focusing on Declan Rice. Declan Rice. Now, the story is coming out of ESPN yesterday where the Manchester United were interested in Declan Rice deal next season. This is from Rob Dawson. He's a decent journalist. He's got a good reputation. So Manchester United remain keen on West Ham United's Declan Rice despite deciding against investing in a midfielder this summer. Solskjaer and the executive chairman Woodward were aware of the clamour, but decided that a winger and a centre-back were the club's primary targets. Summer budget was spent on Sancho. No, it wasn't. That was last summer's budget, so don't you dare try and sell that. And Varane, while a deal for Ronaldo was financed with funds. Sources have told ESPN that a striker and a midfielder are on the list next summer, and England international Rice, among a number of options, will be narrowed down. Now, in my opinion, the reason that we did not sign anybody in midfield this summer is because we could not sign Declan Rice. If we could have signed Declan Rice, we would have signed Declan Rice. He was just too much. Manchester United, there you go. My God, the ESPN website is absolutely abysmal. Just pops up with adverts constantly. I think the reason that we did not sign a midfielder is because we couldn't afford Declan Rice. And the title of this video is Declan Rice in January. And I think Manchester United will probably go back in for Declan Rice in January if certain things happen. And let's take a look at what I mean there. Because West Ham are in the Europa League, right? This is West Ham's Europa League group. Dinamo Zagreb, Genk, Rapid Vienna. It's not incredibly hard, but it's not easy. If West Ham somehow flop in Europe and West Ham are out of Europe by December, I think there's a real chance that Manchester United can go in and go for Declan Rice. And I think there's a chance that Declan Rice would leave. And also at the same time as that, I can see it in the comments, Dan Hibbard there saying that we should have used Lingard as part of a Declan Rice deal. I completely agree with that, but we didn't. But Lingard in January, could we still get a little bit of money for him? He's free in the summer. West Ham probably wouldn't pay that, knowing that they could get him free in the summer. But I think Manchester United going for Declan Rice in January depends on what happens with West Ham's season. If West Ham West Ham have started the season very strongly. Antonio's still looking like the goal scoring machine that he was last year. Soucek still looking dominant in the middle. West Ham are a decent team now under David Moyes. Far better than anybody probably gave them credit or gave them a chance of being. But if West Ham flop between now and January, watch Man United going for Declan Rice. That is my prediction. What do you think about that, though? Declan Rice is a player that splits opinions for sure. So you let me know what you think about Declan Rice in the comments below. I'll try and read as many of your opinions out as possible, such as Kunal. How you doing, Kunal? Good to see you there in the comments. Neves over Rice any day. It would be a great Portuguese midfield. Look, you'd have Bruno Fernandes. You'd have Diogo Dalot in there. You'd have Ruben Neves. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Sumya, you're saying Zagreb and Genk fixtures could be tricky for them. Look, it's not an easy group. It's a pretty cool group, as Ian is saying there. Some decent trips. Vienna, amazing. Genk, that'll be wicked. Zagreb, I'd take that all day long. You're always, as a United fan, I always want Manchester United to be in the Champions League. As a United travelling fan, the Europa League was great. You just got to go to different places, and that's why I liked it. But Champions League is where we belong. Chris, you are saying great player, but no chance if Chelsea is sniffing around. It's an interesting point, and it's something obviously that we have to consider is if Chelsea do come in for Declan Rice, does that mean he's just going to go back there? Did he come through Chelsea's academy? He's got links to Chelsea from his younger days in his career anyway. And if Chelsea do want him, but Chelsea don't need him. Chelsea have got Kante, they've got Jorginho, they've just got Niguez on loan, or maybe Niguez on loan is just covering the gap until they can afford Declan Rice. Everybody got outpriced on Rice this summer. No chance was anybody going to pay the 80 million plus that West Ham wanted. So I think that will definitely be reduced next summer. And if West Ham have a poor start to the season, I think there's a real chance of Manchester United going in for Declan Rice. And if you're looking at the team with Declan Rice in, I'll be honest, it looks good. It looks good. Victorim saying, how do we enter the Ronaldo kit giveaway? Victorim, head over to the Discord. You can see, look at the banner at the bottom. There's a link. What is it? Discord.d. I think it's discord.gg/Man United. Look at that. Isn't that good? Head over there and there's a giveaway channel. All you got to do is drop a thumbs up. Honestly, over 1,000 of you have entered that so far since last night. About 12 hours. Over 1,000 of you have entered that draw. Everybody wants that shirt. Anoj, what are you saying? Getting bored without football. Entertain us. I'm trying to. It's not guaranteed, but I'm trying to. Eh? But look at this team with Declan Rice in. It looks good, man. It does look good. That's what I've got to admit. And it's the balance that a proper holding midfielder brings to the shape of your team. Now, whether or not you have Mason Greenwood in here and whether or not you take Rashford out, put Sancho on the left, that's a debate you can have. But this is why I was so keen on us signing a proper defensive midfielder this summer, because that position there brings the whole balance. Everything looks balanced. Everything is in shape. Everybody is where they should be, and no one's getting pulled out of position. Declan Rice there, whether it's Declan Rice or whether it's Neves or whether it's Ndidi or Bissouma or anybody else you want to throw out, that is a much better team. And Ian there looking in the comments saying, where is the weakness in that team? I don't know, if I'm honest. And that is exactly why that midfielder is so crucial for Manchester United. I don't know where the weakness is in that team. I don't really think there is a massive weakness in that team. That's why it's so good. Whether it's Declan Rice or not, I don't know. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, in my opinion, it's so obvious that he wanted Declan Rice this summer. And that's probably why we didn't go after anybody else, really. Because we had the money. Everyone knows we got the money. But we didn't go after him. We didn't go after anybody. Interesting. Got Ed Smith watching from New South Wales in Australia. Good morning to you, Ed, watching on there. How you doing, my friend? Edward, you're saying Rice is far too expensive. Neves would be a logical target for United. United can get him for 40 to 50. We can get him for a lot cheaper than 40 to 50, mate. Maybe if he went this summer, you would have been looking at 40, but I think that price is going to be cheaper next year, in my own opinion. Josh, you're saying Rice would be a good signing. Chinadu, you're saying, good morning. Rice is a good option to fill our defensive midfield. And JJ, you would prefer Ndidi. As I said, I think that the whole defensive midfield situation is going to be a big debate that continues to go on. It's the big weakness we've got in our squad. Let's hope that Scott McTominay comes back from injury ASAP Rocky and comes in and just dominates in that position. I'd like to see that. But I think everybody that we're going to go after Declan Rice, and I think we'll go after him in January if West Ham have a poor Europa League campaign. I don't think Declan Rice would leave West Ham halfway through the season if they're still in Europe. But if he's out of Europe, if they're out of Europe, sorry, I think he could. Before I quickly move on, everybody, make sure you please drop a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. Football is coming back. What is it, Wednesday now? We've got 3 days until we play Newcastle. Tomorrow, my predicted 11 against Newcastle is going to drop at 1 p.m. So make sure you check that one out. Will Ronaldo start? That's the big debate. You can check out my 11 tomorrow. But if you're new, drop a like on the video, subscribe. Please get involved in the community. And if you'd like to support the channel, please send in your super chats with your questions. And also hit the join button down below. Join the likes of Ian Houghton in the comments, Victor Im. Who else we got down here? Dan Hibbard, Anuj, Jack, CL May, Thomas, Ian, JJ. All the members come in here every day and we have a nice, good old debate about Manchester United. And as I said, as the season goes on, it's going to get even more interactive here on United People's TV. I'm going to start bringing you in for phone calls, start having conversations with you rather than just me talking. And that's going to happen across the season. So please be involved, get involved. Let's move on from Declan Rice, though. Although you can't move away from West Ham with this one because we're talking about Jesse Lingard. Now, Jesse Lingard, according to reports, Rego, you're watching as well. Sorry, my friend. Can see you in the comments. Jesse Lingard's rejected a new deal. It's coming from the Times yesterday, and now it is being reported by the BBC and Simon Stone. Jesse Lingard has rejected a new contract offer from Manchester United. It is understood that Jesse Lingard has concerns about how often he is likely to play this season, especially since the arrival of Ronaldo. Lingard impressed on loan. He did have offers to move, with West Ham especially keen. However, it will become more apparent how much he is likely to be used by Solskjaer over the next 3 weeks. Yes, it's the same thing I'm saying about Donny van de Beek. I think we've all been frustrated with Donny van de Beek, really, and how he hasn't been used yet. But in the next 3 weeks, I'll be honest, that's when we can really tell whether Donny's going to get game time this season. I think the same thing can be said about Jesse. Josh Williams, I didn't miss you, my friend. I'm sorry. I can't see that. There's too many people in the comments. Fred, I can see you in the comments as well. Honestly, I can only see the comments when they come through, so I'm not ignoring you people. Don't worry about that. But Chris, I can see your super chat. Big up to you, Chris. Thank you for that. So yes, Chelsea do have other players in that position, but they will just sell to get him. You know, Chelsea don't hang around when they know what they want. Unlike our crap ball, the Glazers out. Glaze out. You know, you preach to the choir there. But you're right. You're absolutely right when you're saying there, Chris, is Chelsea, you know, they might have signed Lukaku this summer, but they sold a ton of players as well. Chelsea have an incredible ability to regenerate and rejuvenate a squad in one summer. They get rid of a ton, they bring in a ton. Their turnover is unrivaled by comparison of other football clubs. It's really quite mad, actually, how Chelsea do it. Their business model would not work in any other football club, but it works at Chelsea. And if Chelsea do want him, United are going to have a tough time going after him, but maybe that's why you got going in January, Chris. Getting there ahead of Chelsea. Daniel Toretto's, Dominic Toretto. Not Dominic. Iriana, how you doing? Here's a little something for you for missing your live streams lately. Big up to you. Thank you very much. Didn't get any notifications. Always watching your videos. Keep it up. Miss your old background. OT and Champions League at the back. Maybe I'll bring that back at some point. Don't you worry about that. Moving into a new studio soon. Maybe we can get something like that. Rego, you're saying Declan Rice is still yet to impress me. I was very critical of Declan Rice and saying that I was the same as you, my friend. I didn't really have that much faith in Declan Rice watching him for West Ham last season. But I'll be honest, during the Euros, I think he grew into the competition, grew in influence. I think Calvin Phillips was better than him at the start, but Rice was good. Rice definitely improved it. Let's have a look. Ritesh. Look, Ritesh. How you doing, Ritesh? Joining as a member. Big up to you. What about the player from AC Milan, says Victor Im? That would be Kessie, Frank Kessie, I believe. Hey, he was ace. He was ace against us in both legs in the Europa League last year. I'd be surprised if United weren't interested in him at least from those two performances. But moving on from Jesse Lingard, we're moving on to a certain Cristiano Ronaldo. He's making me sing. He's turned up for training. He's whipped up and that looks like a new Porsche Cayenne. I mean, he can buy any car he wants in the world. Look at that. Ronnie's at training. Is that Porsche? I think it's Porsche. Ronaldo, it's amazing. I said this yesterday, right? I told you on the live stream yesterday morning, I said, look, ignore anything that bloody melt Neil Custis has to say, because he's an old dinosaur of a journalist who tries to make himself relevant, but he's not relevant whatsoever. He said that Ronaldo, he's going to be in isolation. He's going to be in quarantine. There's a chance he might not make his debut against Newcastle. He trained yesterday with the team. He's already arrived for training this morning. Ronaldo is going to be fit and ready to start against Newcastle. That is not going to be a problem. Remember that we're doing a CR7 shirt giveaway, baby. As I said, look, it's my way of giving back to every one of you that joins in. Oh, is it a Lambo? My bad. Me doing giveaways is my way of giving back to you. And we hit 205,000 subs, so I'm doing a CR7 shirt giveaway. There's a link in the description to there's a link in the description. I just dropped a link in the comments. Go over to the Discord. Go over there. Literally over 1,000 of you have joined that giveaway. But sorry, man, it's a Lamborghini, not a Porsche. Look, I drive an Audi. I've just got that quite recently. Jeez. 2012 Audi, not a new one. But it's definitely, is it a Lambo? Is it a Porsche? Who cares? I can't afford either. But Ronaldo is back in training today. Ronaldo trained yesterday. Let's have a look at those pics again. Come on. I'm not sure I can ever tire of watching. Oh, why do I pull that one up all the time? It's like the worst picture. Let's have a look. Ronaldo here, training with the squad yesterday. Big up seeing Ronaldo back at the club. And something I was looking for yesterday, actually, I can pull up now. I think this is a wicked picture. This was a picture that somebody put up that compared 2003 to 2021. There's 18 years apart. 18 years apart, but Ronaldo still here training for Manchester United. And that's why I like this photo. Let me pull this one up. Jason asking, you just do one of the, drop any sort of reaction on that post and you enter the draw. Whatever reaction you want, it doesn't matter. This is going to be chosen at random from every single one of them. But look at this. This is a wicked picture. Ronaldo back in 2003 when he was an 18-year-old. 18 years later, he's back as a 36-year-old. I'll tell you what, I need money. I'd look that good if I had the money. But I don't. That's why I look like this. But 18 years apart. And it's, I don't know, man. Just kind of hits you in the feels, doesn't it? Hits you right in the feels of what we saw back in the day. How old were you back in that day? 2003, what was I? 14 when Ronaldo joined. And I got to watch him up until, it was a decent time to be a teenager, I'll be honest. Manchester United at that time, the team that we had in 2007-8, that was class. But Ronaldo now has come back as a 36-year-old. He's traveled the world. He's got everything. He's won everything. I can't wait to see what he does in this Manchester United shirt. I cannot wait to see it because it's going to be brilliant. It really is going to be brilliant. And I just like that photo. That photo appeals to me. But I tell you what, look, as good as Cristiano Ronaldo is, as good as Cavani is, as good as anything that Manchester United have already done in the transfer market, there is one thing that we want next summer. And he was on fire yesterday. Erling Haaland is an absolute freak, isn't he? He is such a freak. He got a hat-trick against, who did they play? Was it Gibraltar? Yeah. I mean, it was Gibraltar, of course, so never mind. But Erling Haaland, what's your opinion on Erling Haaland? Do you think Manchester United will go in for him next summer, or do you think that Man United signing Ronaldo this year means that we won't go in for Haaland during the summer? You let me know what you think about that in the comments below. But he is an absolute beast of a footballer. He is a beast of a footballer. Thomas, you were messaging me yesterday in the DMs on Twitter. Let me know how he was playing. And you can't deny that he's a fiend for goals. Nothing else is important to him. It's just goals. Goals, goals, goals. And next summer, if I'm being completely honest, I think Haaland probably will be top of the list. I think he'd probably even be above Declan Rice. Not that I'm saying he would be more. I would still stand by the fact that the central defensive midfielder would be much more important than Manchester United. But Haaland is, I know the word generational is used a lot, but he is legitimately generational. He is a freak. And Manchester United next year, I think it's very simple. It's going to be Cavani leaving after his 1-year extension expires. Depending on what Anthony Martial does this year, Anthony Martial could be sold next summer. Hell, do a swap deal with Dortmund. Martial to Dortmund. Martial's an excellent player. I think they'd like him, wouldn't they? Martial played for France yesterday, actually, and came out with decent plaudits. So did Paul Pogba. We'll speak about that in a second. But Haaland, next year, with Cavani and Martial leaving, and that will give us the options of Haaland, Rashford, Ronaldo, Sancho, and Greenwood as our main. Ooh, ooh. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm not saying that Martial would be like a straight swap, but it might be like Martial plus cash for Haaland. I mean, Dortmund might be interested in that, right? That's not to say that Dortmund would be completely not interested. I don't know. Thomas, the Norwegian in the comments, how are you doing, my friend? Saying 12 goals in 15 national games. He's the youngest to reach 10 goals for his national team. What can I say? I am a proud Norwegian. I'm not surprised you're a proud Norwegian, Thomas. You've got to be proud of Solskjaer too. But, mate, woo, oh my God. Haaland just keeps defying expectations, I think is a fair way to describe it. Every time you think Haaland's going to sort of disappoint, he doesn't. He lives up to it. He lives up to the billing and some. He just gets better and better than you think he's going to get. And for me, Erling Haaland has to be on that. Next summer, I think it's Haaland and Rice. If we go in for Rice in January, I think we'll go in for Rice in January, but that very much depends on whether or not West Ham have a decent season. Ritesh, how you doing, my friend? Joined as a member. How you doing? Or maybe you just rejoined. I'm pretty sure you remember before. Haaland is in alien form. We should go for him, but not sure his dad will be happy after Roy Keane ended his career. Let's quickly end that myth because that's not true. Alf Inge Haaland played like 2 weeks later or a week later. Keane didn't end his career, so that's a poor myth. Roy Keane certainly injured him, but it was a Roy Keane type response to him doing his own ligaments. Remember, because Roy Keane was out for what, 7-8 months. He didn't end his career. Although I'll be honest, he'd probably prefer him to join City and join Pep. But it's going to be a straight toe-to-toe. We went toe-to-toe with him this summer with Ronaldo. There's only one place he was going to choose there. They tried to sign Harry Kane. They failed miserably, which means the next summer, it's definitely going to be Man City either going in again for Harry Kane or going in for Erling Haaland. That's an interesting one. Let me ask you a question. Haaland or Kane? If we're going after one next summer, who do you want that one to be? Harry Kane, Premier League proven, probably the best striker in the Premier League for the past 5 years, still is. Who would you want, Haaland or Kane? Let me know in the comments below. And as Josh is saying there in the comments, Haaland tore Roy Keane's cruciate ligament because that's exactly why he went in with that revenge tackle. I'm not saying it was the right thing to do, but it was a very Roy Keane thing to do, wasn't it? You were like, yeah, okay, right, saw that coming. Take the red card, easy. But what do you think, Haaland or Kane? This will be an interesting debate. Let's go down to the comments and see what you're saying. No, never mind. Never mind. It's not an interesting debate. Oh no, there's Pukos. You're saying Kane, but we're looking at 99% of you saying Haaland. And I'll be honest, like we've got Solskjaer, we've got the Norwegian factor, boom, tick that off. We've got Sancho, we've got the Dortmund factor, boom, tick that off. Come on, mate. As I said to you, I think there should be a WhatsApp group with Solskjaer, Sancho, and Haaland. Just a little secret WhatsApp group. Just go in there and just flirt with him all year. Just start photoshopping him in United kits and just keep sending them to him. Get into his brain, Jaden. Come on. Agent Jaden has to do his job. And Agent Solskjaer has to do his job too. That's all I'm saying. And then maybe Agent Bruno Fernandes can go in and be the secret agent with Ruben Neves. Anybody? Speaking about Bruno Fernandes, by the way, look at that. My segues are just superb. Look at that. That was flawless. Absolutely flawless. Bruno Fernandes. Happy birthday to Bruno Fernandes. If that doesn't deserve a like on the video, I don't know what will. Because Bruno Fernandes, I don't know how old he is, actually. Don't care how old he is. He's just the best. He's an absolutely beautiful bloke. As I said here in my tweet, happy birthday to this beautiful bloke who has almost single-handedly dragged our club out of the mud since he joined. The catalyst for change that we needed and one of the most influential signings since Eric Cantona. I don't think anybody can disagree with that. Sumia, what are you saying in the comments? Sam, factor in that Pep may leave soon. Of course, you can't rule that out as well. He may leave. I hope he leaves. The ball bastard. Bruno's 27, says Jack. 27, coming into the prime of his career. Anuj, what's your profile pic on your Twitter account? My profile pic is me and Marcus. As when I went to a FIFA launch event, Marcus was there. I was like, Marcus, do you want a picture of me? He's like, yeah. I watch United People Steve all the time. So I was like, all right, Marcus, come on in. You know, I was busy, but I was like, Marcus, come on. Yeah, cool. You can have a photo. And then he took my autograph. Is what it is. But he met one of his heroes. So you can't blame Marcus for that, can you? Who's unlike the video? Unbelievable, Jeff. Unbelievable. Christopher, you are coming in. It's every single day there's somebody. I'll tell you what, this is gonna stain the rest of my life. Why does no one ever discuss the potential of Lindelof as a central defensive midfielder? He played there for Benfica and was a marauding defender when Jose bought him. Good on the ball, could do a better job than Friend. I've said this before. I've said it plenty of times, my friend. I'll keep saying it. Just get it out your head. Just because he did it at Benfica, there's absolutely no way that Lindelof works as a central defensive midfielder for Manchester United in the Premier League. Please just nip that in the bud. Honestly, save yourself the mental stress of it. It's not going to happen. But back to Bruno. How you doing, Derek, in the comments? Good morning to you as well. Bruno, man, I love the bloke. Absolutely love the bloke. I can't wait to see what he does this season because Bruno is a player that is just on a different level to basically every other Manchester United player. And him looking for the balls in behind, the runs in behind from Jadon Sancho this season, the runs in behind from Cristiano Ronaldo this season. Bruno has got so much more in front of him, and I can't wait to see what he does with this new look team. He always plays in his best position. He's going to be that number 8, number 10 role, that mixture. Whether we play 2 as a double pivot, whether we play 1 or not, Bruno will always operate in that central role between the midfield and the attack. That's where you're going to get the best out of Bruno. And happy birthday to him. You beautiful, beautiful bloke. Before we move on here, we hit the lovely 205,000 yesterday. That was a big milestone. We're on 205, 129. Let's see if we can get it to 150 by the end of the stream. I'm not greedy. 20 people. There might be 20 new subscribers here watching who haven't subscribed. So if you haven't, please hit that subscribe button. Get involved in the United People's TV community. I'm here Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. I'm going to update the banners on YouTube and on Facebook and on Twitter, so you all know exactly when these live streams go on. Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. It's interactive. You can get involved. I answer as many comments as I possibly can throughout the entire stream. Look at that. Victor. Oh, look. It's Lembo. That's the wrong one. Victor him. Bruno's United numbers. 83 games. Is that true? 83 games, 43 goals, and 25 assists. But as I said, I've never seen. I mean, I've watched Cantona, but I was too young to watch the influence of that. The sheer ability for Bruno to come into the club, and this is why I've always separated Bruno and Pogba, for example. Bruno had the ability to come into Manchester United and just drag us off the floor as a club. Pogba didn't have that ability, but Pogba is somebody who can take you when you're already like a 6 out of 10. Pogba can take you to a 9 out of 10. Bruno basically took us from a 1 out of 10 and made the whole team an actual team again. He changed the whole direction of our football club on the pitch, almost single-handedly. That's how influential a signing he has been. What a player. Thomas, it was talks about new contract for Bruno. Is there any news? No news on that at this moment in time, my friend, but I'll be surprised if Manchester United haven't been having these conversations behind the scenes for a long, long time already. And I'd also be surprised if Bruno didn't sign that new deal. I think he would definitely sign that new deal. With the way that Manchester United is going, with the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo is here now, I very much think that Bruno will be in a very happy place. He's a captain without the armband. He doesn't need the armband. Same way as people were, yesterday we had a conversation in the comments where you were asking, should Ronaldo get the armband? And I said, no, he doesn't need that armband. Ronaldo is a captain without the armband in the same way that Bruno is. Their performances, the way they play, the way they direct people around the pitch in their own positions, they don't need a little armband that says captain to act and play like that. And Bruno is just, I love him. I absolutely love Bruno. For me, well, I think he's probably the best signing post Fergie. I should rank those, actually. I wonder if I should rank Solskjaer signings as well. Would you like to see that as a video? That could make a decent video. Tomorrow, of course, 1 p.m. My predicted 11's going out for the Newcastle game. Woo-hoo. Will Sancho play? Sancho, that'll be an interesting one to see if he will play. Zach, what are you asking in the comments here, my friend? Question is, mate, if we get Haaland and Rice, what formation are we playing? It's an interesting one. And if Haaland's got to, if you sign Haaland, you start Haaland, right? But we've signed Ronaldo, so you've got to start Ronaldo. Maybe you're going to have to do something, I don't know. It's an interesting one. Let's talk about that. If we sign Haaland, what's the formation? You let me know in the comments below. You let me know what you think. But let's go and have a look here. I was looking at what a formation could be if we sign Declan Rice. But with Haaland, you might have to look more at a... Nah, not a diamond. Nah, not a diamond. I think you're probably looking at... I don't know, actually. I'm kind of guessing here. I like this style formation here. I call it the 4-2-2-2. It's too many twos. Way too many twos. But let's say Declan Rice is there with McTominay. You're looking at Pogba and Bruno. Yeah, you're looking at that. You're looking at Ronaldo and Haaland. But then where does Sancho go? Do you drop Pogba into midfield there instead of McTominay like that? Pogba and Rice with Sancho and Bruno. And then if you do that formation, then you're probably going to drag Bruno out because Bruno should be playing centrally. You're going to play Sancho out of position because Sancho should be playing on the right. But if you do that, you're going to bring Bruno out of position. That's a tough question. I'll be honest. It's a tough question there. I don't know what the right answer is to that. You could just do a traditional 4-4-2. I can see that in the comments. Let's go and have a look at how that might line up. Sancho on the right there. Bruno, you're probably playing Bruno in the middle. You're playing Pogba on the left there. Bruno in the middle in front of Declan Rice, maybe. Like that. It looks a bit odd. I'll be honest, the whole formation looks a bit weird. I don't know what would happen. I mean, that could technically work, but you're probably leaving Rice really isolated. You're probably forcing Bruno to drop a bit too deep. It's a tough question, that. Really tough question. Maybe we're going to have to do a formation. If we sign Haaland, I'll definitely do that as a video because that's clearly an interesting debate. If we do sign Haaland in the summer, where do we play? And look, what about Rashford? Says everybody. Look, exactly. What about Rashford? Do you play Rashford there? But then what about Pogba? I don't know. Woo! It's a really interesting debate, actually. Thank you very much. That's what I mean. That's what I mean about the comments. If you can leave nice and interesting comments down below, we can have a nice and interesting debate. Okay. Don't know why I turned into Birmingham. Peaky Blinders. What's happened to the latest series of Peaky Blinders, by the way? I know it's been delayed. It's been delayed for ages. Rashford, Greenwood, 3-5-2. People are saying I don't really like 3-5-2. If I'm being completely honest. What's that? Maguire, you can stay in the middle. Shaw, yeah, Shaw could actually probably operate there. Oh my God, what are you doing over there? This all looks a bit weird. All looks a bit weird. Would you do that? Would you do that? Probably looking at something like that. You probably play Pogba there. Bruno, would you go there? I'm making this up on the spot here. Wan-Bissaka, you're not going there. What are you doing there, bro? Oh no, I've got two Shaws now. Oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing, laddie. Rashford there. Play Sancho there. Yeah, there you go. Lovely. Just play Greenwood there. Yeah, there you go. I've nailed it. I've absolutely nailed it. This is Manchester United's formation. If we sign Erling Haaland, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 strikers on the pitch. We've got 2. I've got a wing on. It's beautiful. We're winning all the pots. If we play that formation when we sign Haaland, we're winning all the pots. 3-5-2. I don't really like 3-5-2. I understand if 3-5-2 happens because we're playing away from home. We want to go a bit more defensive, but it's an interesting debate. Clearly, that's an excellent comment. I'll do a video on that at some point soon. What could our formation look like next season if we were to sign Erling Haaland? Very interesting, clearly. Thank you very much for that. Anybody else, you got any interesting comments, you fire them in down below. I'm going to close that. I'm going to go over here, see how we're doing on the old sub count. 137. Come on. We're 13 short. 13 more subscribers before this stream ends. By the way, I was joking about that formation. I just want to quickly make that abundantly clear. I'm absolutely joking that this formation... There's absolutely no way that formation happens or will ever happen. That was a joke. but it's also an indication I have no idea what our formation would be if we would sign Haaland. Thomas, Haaland gets number 20 from the lot and will be back up to Ronaldo for the first year with a lot of game time. Then he'll get number two. He'll get number two, and we'll get the starting position. I don't think Erling Haaland would settle for a backup position to anybody. Doesn't matter if it's Cristiano Ronaldo or not. He's a man who has such intense belief in his own ability. It's confidence which comes across as arrogance. But when you back it up with the numbers that he backs it up with, you can't argue with Erling Haaland and his desire to just win everything. We've got a lot of you in the comments here saying that Paul Pogba will probably leave next summer. He could leave next summer. It depends whether or not he signs a new contract. And I'll be honest, if we've nailed it this season, I don't know why Pogba will want to go anywhere. I don't think Pogba will leave if we nail it this season. That's my own opinion. Anna, you're leaving. You got an exam. Good luck to you. Thank you very much for joining in, my friend. CR7 as a striker or a winger. Anybody saying Ronaldo is a winger, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. That Ronaldo that we remember as United fans, that Ronaldo is gone. He's been replaced by an utterly clinical goal-scoring machine in a striker Ronaldo. Ronaldo will play through the middle. Sure, he can operate on the left. Sure, he will make runs down the left. He will make runs down the right. But Ronaldo's playing through the middle, and he's not playing anywhere else. Simple as that. As good as he could be on the left, in the same way that Bruno Fernandes could be all right on the left, but he's better in the middle. Ronaldo is playing through the middle. Simple as that. I personally think it's silly to suggest that he should play on the wing and that we should play Greenwood up front. Nah, Greenwood's going to play on the right. Ronaldo's playing up front. Simple as that. It's a bit unfortunate considering how great Greenwood has been at the start, and it's why so many people were thinking that Ronaldo's going to come in and sort of stunt Greenwood's growth. I don't think that's the case because Greenwood's very much going to drive inside, and he won't find himself in those positions inside the penalty area, or maybe he will. It would depend maybe on the overlapping runs of Aaron Wan-Bissaka down the right-hand side. If he can provide the width, then it allows Greenwood to drift inside. Simple. Very simple. But it's going to be CR7, but on paper, it's CR9. Ronaldo's playing as a striker, and I don't think that anybody else would. Well, a lot of you disagree, but I don't think so. Let's have a look here. He played as a striker in Madrid with Karim Benzema, says Alan. Look, Benzema. How good was Benzema? Benzema's like the Rooney of Real Madrid, the player who's like survived through everything and has never really been given as much credit as he deserves. Very similar to Rooney in that respect, but decent. Benzema's decent. Not as good as Ronaldo, though. Let me go down to the comments here. Keep firing in your comments and your questions. Anything you want to say, we'll discuss it. I'll give you a quick roundup of what we were talking about earlier today. Anybody who's just joining in now. We were talking about Declan Rice, ESPN saying that Man United are going to be in for him next season. I completely expect that. And I also took a look at whether or not a move for Declan Rice can materialise in January. I think it can, but it does depend on whether or not West Ham have a decent Europa League campaign. If West Ham have a crap Europa League campaign, they've got Genk in their group, Rapid Vienna. I can't remember the other one off the top of my head now. Completely gone. Zagreb. Yes, I can. So they got those three in the group. If they get knocked out there in the group stage, I think United might go in after him in January. But on top of that, we were speaking about Jesse Lingard, of course. Jesse Lingard's rejected a new deal from Manchester United. I'm not surprised, but this is Manchester United trying to now protect their investment and stop Lingard leaving on a free. He holds all the cards. If he gets game time, maybe he'll sign a new deal. I don't personally think he will. I think we will lose Lingard on a free next season. Victor, how you doing? Big up for you for the super chat, my friend. Nice to see you. 4-4-2 diamond if Haaland comes in, Sam. What do you think about this lineup? Haaland and Ronaldo, left wing, Rashford, Bruno, right wing, Greenwood, or central midfield, Pogba, Bruno, Pogba stays, Shaw, Maguire. It's a cracking team. But clearly, this is definitely going to be a debate that we have to have. I will do a video on Haaland and Manchester United's formation next season if we were to sign Erling Haaland. I'll look at 3 or 4 options, and then we can all choose the best one in the comments. And maybe I should do that as a little series. I like that idea. See, you give me inspiration. You give me inspiration here on the live stream. We'll do one on Haaland. We'll do one on Declan Rice. And then if there's any other player you want me to look at, you can let me know on Twitter at @SamPeobles_, What would our team look like if we signed this player? You let me know. We can do a series of those videos across the whole season. That would be good fun. But not Declan Rice, Jesse Lingard here rejecting a new deal. I'm not surprised, but let's see whether or not he will sign one. I don't think he will. I think Manchester United are going to lose him for free. Somebody who's arrived at training this morning in his Lamborghini. All right. I know it's a Lamborghini. Obviously, it's Lamborghini. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. He's come to training. Looking forward to seeing him in training again today. I'm not sure I'm ever going to get tired of seeing Ronaldo training pictures. I don't think I will. I do not think I will. Speaking of Ronaldo training pictures, that's my favorite one from yesterday. I'm going to go full screen on this one quickly. That's how much I like it. Ronaldo in 2003 there. Look at him. Spotty, greasy hair. Look at him now. It's like a Roman god. That's what he looks like. I called him a supervillain yesterday. I've changed my mind. Now he's a Roman god. That's Ronaldo back in training. We spoke about Haaland, the goal machine that he is. And that's what led us on to the Haaland debate about his position. Victor, you're saying use Lingard for a Rice deal in January. Swap plus cash, please. That would be nice. That would be very nice. But as I said, I actually expect United to go after Rice in January if West Ham get knocked out of the Europa League group stages. Comment here coming in from Matt. How you doing, Matt? Bit random, Sam, but who do you think is the most underrated player we have? Interesting. Everybody, you answer that in the comments. What do you think to Matt's question? The most underrated player that Manchester United have? I would, off the top of my head, I would probably say Wan-Bissaka. I think Wan-Bissaka is given a bit of a harsh treatment, really. Same as Harry Maguire last year, but because of what happened, because he had the opportunity to, because he was in the squad, because of what happened in the Euros, Maguire just proved himself to be world class. You could obviously say McTominay. I think McTominay is massively underrated as well. McTominay, he's not glamorous. It's like it's just he's not the player that we all want in midfield, and it looks like a cheap option. And it's Scott McTominay. Really, Scott McTominay is going to be the solution to your problems? But he's popped up with so many goals last year, 2 against Leeds. I think he got 6 in all competitions. He really proved himself to be a fantastic player in midfield. Better as a box-to-box player midfielder than he is as a defensive midfielder, in my opinion. But let me see what you think in the comments. Victor, Shaw, everyone is hating him for no reason. I don't think Shaw's underrated anymore. I think Shaw absolutely deserves the credit he gets. Subban saying underrated is Lindelof. That's a good point. And Vinda, you're saying the same thing. I think Lindelof last year, is a very smart defender. Positionally, he's good. Passing-wise, that's the natural part to his game. Remember that assist for Bruno against Leeds? Ooh, sexy. Lindelof, I would say, is underrated. Unfortunately for him, he wasn't the right partner for Maguire. They exacerbated each other's weaknesses, and it magnified them, made them twice as bad. But I agree on that. JJ asking, Sam, what stat sites do you use? I use sofascore.com, who still haven't reached out and sponsored me. What are you doing, SofaScore? Come on. Missing out here. Quite a few of you are saying Van der Beek. I'll be honest, I don't really think that we can say Van der Beek is underrated because we haven't seen him play. I don't think Van der Beek is underrated. I think Van der Beek is underused. If he comes through and then shines and then doesn't get used, but I think the fact that all of us are clamoring for Van der Beek to play goes to show that he's not underrated. He's underused, yes, but not underrated. In my own opinion, I think I'm going to stick with Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka is quite literally the best defensive right back in the Premier League. There's no one even close to him. And he just gets disrespected left, right, and centre because he's not as good going forward. I've even seen that among United fans. And I'll be honest, he's not as good going forward. Nowhere near. If you compare Trent to him, they're incomparable. But I think he will continue to improve. I backed Wan-Bissaka to be our most improved player this season. Hasn't had the strongest of starts. We'll see. Maybe Mason Greenwood's going to be that. By the way he started, geez. Next best youth prospect, says Jason. I can't wait to see Hannibal Mejbri come through. Hannibal Mejbri in a position where I love watching him play. Very gifted with the ball at his feet. Very technically sound. Very astute. Decision-making is obviously not going to be in his game at this point in his career, but Hannibal Mejbri is definitely, for me, the one to watch this season. I think he'll get opportunities in the League Cup, and I can't wait to see him play. Lee Grant is massively underrated, says Takeoff. I wouldn't know. I've never bloody seen him. I'm sure he's a great cook. I'm sure he's a great decorator, a toilet cleaner. I don't know what he is, but he's not a goalkeeper for Manchester United. That's for sure. I mean, he is, but he's not. He really isn't. Should Ronaldo be unveiled like Varane, says Shaban? Ronaldo should be unveiled by him and Fergie walking out of the tunnel together before the game against Newcastle. And I swear to God, if we don't do that, we are idiots. This football club are run by idiots if that doesn't happen. But yes, he should be unveiled before the game. But remember, he's going to play in the game, I think, anyway. So he can't be too close to kick-off. He's got to be prepared. Medbury and Laird, I want to see them in the team next season. Laird, I believe, has gone on loan to Swansea. Ethan Laird, right back, good prospect. Excited to see how he develops. Wasn't going to get any game time this year. Not with the lot staying and not with Wan-Bissaka being there. That's why Williams was sent out on loan to Norwich. I think Ethan Laird, let's see how he gets on. I believe it's the Swansea anyway. Yeah, Iriana, you're saying I want to see SAF and CR7 walking out the tunnel this Saturday. Seriously, you're not wrong there. That's exactly what I want. Look, thank you very much for joining in this morning. It's a bit of a quiet show. Not that many people joining in. But if you did enjoy it and you're still here, would you please join the United People's TV family? Get involved and subscribe. We're only 9 subscribers short of 150 here. I don't think we'll hit that before the end of the live stream here today. But look, get involved. I'm here Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. live, interacting with you. I try to make it the most interactive United show on YouTube. I also do short videos. I also do match reactions. Tell you something I haven't done in a while, interviews. Is there anybody you would like me to interview? I'm going to throw this out to the table here. Would you like me to interview anybody? If you would, hit me up on Twitter. My Twitter, let me leave it in the comments here. Let me leave it as a link so you can just click it. Twitter.com SamPeoples_. That is my Twitter account. All right. If you want me to interview anybody, you got suggestions, you got any content ideas, hit me up. My DMs are always open to everybody. If you want to ask me any questions, you're free to hit me up on the DMs. Slide right in there. But thank you very much here for joining in today. I've enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it too. I'll be back here tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Also, my predicted 11 for the Newcastle game comes out. That's going to be good. I will join you tomorrow morning. I might be back here later on if anything breaks. If anything breaks during the day, I'll be back here. But if not, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Thank you, everybody, for joining in the comments. I'll see you soon.